Hi, horse friends. Some stories are difficult to report because they're controversial. Others are difficult because they're complicated. And then there are stories like this one, stories that are simply heartbreaking. When I first came across the video from Las Vegas, I honestly wished it wasn't real. A video circulating on social media appears to show a horse being dragged behind a pickup truck through an East Las Vegas neighborhood. Not long afterward, that horse was found dead. As horse owners, riders, trainers, veterinarians, and people who simply love these incredible animals, it's hard to process something like that. We spend so much of our time trying to keep our horses safe. We worry about every cut, every stumble, every strange step they take. We lose sleep over a mild colic or a tiny puncture wound. So to watch these allegations involving a horse allegedly being dragged behind a moving truck, it's almost impossible to comprehend. Since this story first broke, the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department has made a significant development in the case. Investigators have now arrested a suspect on multiple felony animal cruelty charges. But despite that arrest, there are still many questions that haven't been answered, and the investigation is far from over. Before we continue, I do want to make something very clear. An arrest is not a conviction. The person arrested is presumed innocent unless proven guilty in court. Throughout this video, we're only going to discuss information that has been confirmed by law enforcement and reputable news organizations. Because in cases like this, facts matter. According to the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, detectives began investigating after a disturbing video surfaced online. The footage appears to show a white single-cab pickup truck driving a horse with white markings throughout an East Las Vegas neighborhood. A short time later, the horse was found dead near the 1300 block of Ring Lane in Sunrise Manor. As investigators worked the case, police announced the arrest of 62-year-old Guadalupe Camarillo Guarneros. According to investigators, he faces multiple felony animal cruelty charges in connection with the horse's death and is alleged to have been driving the pickup truck seen in the video. The case will now proceed through the court system, where prosecutors will have the burden of proving the allegations beyond a reasonable doubt. The horse community's reaction has been immediate and overwhelming. Whether you ride Western, English, work cattle, compete in dressage, trail ride on weekends, or simply have a retired horse grazing in your pasture, stories like this hit all of us in the same place. That's because our relationship with horses is built almost entirely on trust. Every single day, these animals allow us to ask extraordinary things of them. They carry us over jumps they just don't understand. They gallop across open cross country because we ask them to. They stand patiently for veterinarians, farriers, dentists, and countless medical procedures. They climb into trailers, travel hundreds of miles, and place an incredible amount of faith in the people caring for them. That trust is something horse owners don't take lightly. It's earned over months and years. And when we hear allegations that a horse may have suffered in this way, it's impossible not to feel heartbroken for an animal that depended entirely on the people around it. One detail that has made this story even more upsetting comes from neighbors who reportedly saw the horse after it died. They described the horse as appearing extremely thin with severely overgrown hooves. Those observations have been reported by local news outlets, but it's important to remember that investigators have not yet released official veterinary findings regarding the horse's body condition or the exact cause of death. Those answers will likely come later as the investigation continues. Another voice that has drawn attention is local horseman Paul Mueller, who publicly shared his reaction after reviewing the video. Based on his years of experience working with horses, he explained that what he saw was deeply troubling. He pointed out that some people may confuse this with ponying a horse, where one horse is safely led from another by an experienced rider. But he emphasized that dragging a horse behind a pickup truck is something entirely different. According to Mueller, if a horse loses its footing while attached to a moving vehicle, it has almost no ability to recover. Once that balance is lost, the situation can become catastrophic within seconds. His comments reflect his professional opinion and are separate from the official investigation, but they help explain why so many experienced horse people reacted so strongly to the video. The reality is that horses simply are not designed for something like this. A horse's body depends on coordinated movement and balance. Every stride requires precision, timing between muscles, tendons, ligaments, joints, and hooves. If that coordination is taken away, especially while attached to a moving vehicle, the consequences can be devastating. Dragging can result in severe abrasions, fractures, muscle damage, internal injuries, head trauma, and extreme physical stress. We still don't know the horse's official cause of death, and it's important not to speculate. Those conclusions should come from investigators and any veterinary examination conducted as part of this case. Many people have understandably asked why anyone would move a horse this way. Within the equine industry, there are well-established methods for transporting horses safely. Horses are moved on purpose-built trailers that provide secure footing and protection. If a horse is injured or unable to travel normally, veterinarians and specialized rescue teams have equipment specifically designed to move horses as safely and humanely as possible. That is why this case has been so difficult for so many people to understand. One thing this tragedy also demonstrated is the importance of people who are willing to speak up. This investigation began because someone saw something that didn't look right, documented it, and shared it with authorities. In today's world, ordinary citizens have become an important part of protecting animals. Videos, photographs, and eyewitness accounts often provide investigators with critical evidence that otherwise might never exist. Without that video, there's a very real possibility this horse's story would never have been told. Instead, because someone chose to act, investigators were able to identify a suspect, begin gathering evidence, and move the case into the criminal justice system. As difficult as these stories are to cover, they also remind us why animal cruelty investigations matter. Animals cannot tell police what happened. They cannot call for help. They cannot testify in court. They depend entirely on people to notice when something is wrong and to be willing to step forward. Now the legal process will continue. Detectives will keep gathering evidence, prosecutors will present their case, and the courts will determine the outcome based on the evidence presented. We'll continue following the story closely, and we'll bring you updates as additional verified information becomes available. For now, our hearts are with this horse. No matter what discipline you ride, no matter what breed you own, I think most of us can agree on one simple truth. Every horse deserves kindness, proper care, and the chance to live a life free from unnecessary suffering. Hopefully, this investigation provides answers. Hopefully, it provides accountability where accountability is warranted. And hopefully, this horse's death serves as a reminder that when people speak up, document what they see, and refuse to look the other way, animals have a better chance of receiving the justice they deserve. Thank you so much for joining us. And remember, I am not AI. If you listen closely, you can hear me breathing.